What up, dudes? It's Gaz, and welcome back to the Warframe video. So, today we're going over the fully zombified Revenant build. This build is basically taking over the Steel Path with how popular it's become and how easy it is to achieve level 10,000 enemies. As high as they go, this build takes care of it, and it's so powerful we're not even using a Bane mod on our weapons. So we're going over that today. It is very similar to a build I put out last week, the Mindless Revenant. That one was more focused on support. This one is definitely focused on doing level 10,000 missions quite efficiently, and funny enough, this zombie Revenant can be passed on to other frames as well. This kind of build does work on other characters, but Revenant just has the easiest time. We'll be explaining lots of why these things work the way they do, and just a reminder though, it is very similar to that previous video. So if you already watched that one, you might have an idea of a lot of things we're doing in here. But it's just been such a dominant build the last week, I have to make sure you guys are aware of this, and also maybe DE might nerf it because it's that good. So let's get over to the setups and all that, and what you can expect with this build. So we're basically using extremely powerful debuffs and weapons to take care of level 10,000 Demolyst, Thrax, and things of that nature. Here's a level 10,000 Demolyst. Reminder, we have no Bane mod equipped because you don't really need a Bane mod for what we're doing here. And as far as Thrax, they're not even affected by a Bane mod, so no Bane mod needed there either. I am going to go ahead and let you know that I think that the dual Toxocyst Incarnon is the best pistol Incarnon in the game. Probably the best pistol in the entire game at that, as it is extremely good at AoE clearing. It's extremely good at status chance. It's got extremely good crit chance, and I mean the list goes on as well. When it chains, it goes directly for headshots as well. So you can take care of add, clear, and single target with this weapon as it's headshot focused, and just it has some built-in toxin too if you get a headshot. So let's start going over what you can expect on this build, and also why is this a zombie Revenant? Because you can literally be You can play the game with your eyes closed, basically, on level 10,000 with this build. Now, of course, it is, like I said, it's somewhat headshot focused, so that part might be a problem with your eyes closed. But, if we show some of the gear in here, maybe it won't be a problem if you have eyes closed with headshots. So let's get right into all the builds and things you can go over here. And trust me, you will take care of level 10,000 in no time at all. So let's go over it. So the frame of choice here is going to be Revenant Prime for that matter. And I have gotten some new Fashionframe as well. So we've got the new, or it might not be new to you guys, but I like this helmet a lot. We have the Tenebrous helmet. We also have the Sanguinox Prime Ephemera and the Sildarg Syandana. This is going to be a little bit themed after Guts from Berserk. But yeah, as far as the setup, I'm going to show you the part that can work on any frame. So here's what you need, and this will work on any frame. New green Archon Shards, maximum corrosive stack, increased by 2. Use 2 of those. This will work on this will work on any character. I've literally got it on Octavia for a future video too, because there'll be a Void Cascade guide. So it's literally the same thing, guys. This setup will work on any character. She has a dual tox equipped too. So that, and the helmet you should use is Nourish. There's a couple reasons for this. Some people like Roar or Zata's Whisper on Revenant, but there's some problems with Zata's Whisper specifically involved with multiplayer missions. We can talk about that later if I remember to talk about it. But Roar is also good. I recommend Roar or Nourish. For the zombie Revenant, you need Nourish though. No questions asked. Using the Nourish helmet from Grendel, and you're using the Energy Nexus mod. This mod drops from the new Murmur enemies on the Sanctum Atomica new tile set. Why are you using this? Nourish increases your energy. It increases the energy from all sources. So a 3.43 multiplier before Molt Augmented is applied. It's going to multiply that 3 energy per second to 12 energy per second. We get 12 energy per second. It takes 77 energy to recast Mesmer Skin, but we have 17 stacks. So we can get enough energy to recast Mesmer Skin no matter what. Unless we're living in a nullifier bubble, we will be entirely fine. Just make sure Nourish is active. You're regenerating so much energy. This is before orbs are even taken into account either. Just from passive energy regen, 12 per second. The rest of the stuff on here, you really, as far as the core of this build, Energy Nexus, Blind Rage, and that's basically it. Molt Augmented, I guess. As long as you have enough power strength to make Energy Nexus powerful enough through Nourish, you will be able to sustain your abilities. I actually just put on, you don't even need Prime Flow. On my Octavia build for the future video, there's not even Prime Flow on the build. I just put on Prime Flow to spam read for mobility. So let's go over what you're doing, what this is going for here. So enemy radar to see Demolyst from further away, and to see enemies from further away. You're a zombie. You can detect where their brains are, but you need to actually get their brains. So enemy radar helps you, find where their brains are, I guess. So go for those headshots with the dual Toxocyst, charging up your Incarnate ammo. You want to be a really fast zombie too, so parkour velocity and sprint speed are going to be making you a faster zombie. Parkour velocity means you can jump faster with bullet jumps, and sprint speed means your reave attack is going to be quicker as well, 39.94 meters per second with this build. Prime continuity is not needed on this build, but you can put it on here as well. It's going to make it to recast your nourish less, which is great, and also makes your mesmer skin stun last longer when an enemy shoots you. It will help you build Archon Shards. I do play with teammates quite often, so Mesmer Shield will give my teammates Mesmer Skin, and it'll also give me more Mesmer Skin stacks, too. So very nice mod. It's a must-have mod on Revenant. We are DPSing with our secondary here, so we don't need to have Thrall Pack. But Thrall Pack is good if you're DPSing with your primary weapon. We've got Vigorous Swap. I'm going to show you my loadout for Revenant, and I'll show you some other Revenant players I've talked to, what they use instead. About making it nice and zombified. So I use Vigorous Swap. I'm using the Afentis and the Dual Tox here. So I throw my Afentis Spear and I switch my Dual Tox, massive damage buff once I swap. And they'll be instantly dead, basically. Now here's one. So if you watched the previous video, the Mindless Revenant, you might remember I had Umbral Intensify on that one too, and I got some comments. I made a pinned comment. I said, Precision Intensify can also work. Precision Intensify will give you more power strength on Nourish, as it's increased power strength for just the 4th ability, but that also affects your Mesmer skin stacks and your Reave. If you would rather have a higher Nourish percentage, you can put that on there, and your energy multiplier will be 3.89 before multi-augmented. With Umbral Intensify, it is 3.43, but to me, I actually prefer Umbral Intensify. I've done lots of runs of Revenant. I like this one more, but if you like this one more, it's also the shiny new one, and it costs less mod drain too, maybe less capacity on your build. Either way, that's what we got on there. Rolling Guard. Okay, guys, I know you guys don't like when I put Rolling Guard on every frame. I did some runs without Rolling Guard. I think Rolling Guard's here to stay, to be honest. So if you don't like Rolling Guard, that's where you can put a bullet jump mod like Ice Spring to jump across the map faster. Very, actually, not even a meme option. It can be pretty good. That's mainly for disruption though. For Cascade at these levels, yeah, you can it can help you move a little bit faster from room to room, but also Reave can make you move faster from room to room as well. And when you're really surrounded by enemies on fire from a fire Eximus as well, sometimes Rolling Guard can be good in those situations because we're talking about missions like Cascade and Disruption here. There's lots of nullification. There's a lot of Eximus. Saying don't run Rolling Guard on Revenant or Wisp or whatever. That's just going to be personal preference, like it really is. If you want to put an Augur Secrets or Ice Spring in that mod slot instead, be my guest. You have to remember also, I am a lot of times on these builds, I'm streaming as well, so if I'm looking at chat and all that, I might need Rolling Guard. I'm fighting a Void Angel and Eximus, and maybe a Thrax at the same time. Give me a break here, guys. If you don't want to run Rolling Guard, you don't have to. So, for the rest of it, let's go over the Dual Tox. So, like I said, this will work on any frame, but the big thing here is you want to make sure if you're using this stuff on any frame, you want to have big damage. You want to be pumping out big damage, and with these new green shards, the corrosive procs can fully remove enemy armor. So now we've gone over all this stuff. Prime Flow is a personal preference mod as well. We have multi-augmented for more power strength and arcane precision. Since we're DPSing with our secondary, this is what we're going to run. Now, of course, if you are trying to be a really fast zombie, you can go for Arcane Consequence and get increased parkour velocity of 60% for 18 seconds. That's a really fast zombie. Like, Umbrella Corporation would be proud of how fast that zombie goes. But you'll deal less damage without having Arcane Precision. You could also go for some other Arcanes too if you prefer something else, but usually Arcane Consequence or Arcane Precision here are what I'm going to be going for. Now, you could run Arcane Velocity, but here's the thing. The Afentis is the signature spear gun of Styanax. What this does, you can basically just throw the spear. And when you're in the spear, it will buff you to give you increased fire rate, increased ammo pool, better recoil reduction, and also increased reload speed. If you get a kill while inside this bubble, you can keep that buff and walk around with it. Here's the thing. Also, this spear is very nice against Thrax, as it can stun the Ghost. The Ghost, I'm just going to go ahead and show you. Explaining it is going to just take forever. Here's what it does. It's the anti-Ghost spear, basically. So all you need to do is break their overguard. Now, so it's usually a buffer weapon. So I throw it down right there, and I have this buff with my other weapons. It works for your teammates too. But yes, what I'm using it for here is once I break their overguard, Alright, Overguard's broken. Throw the spear. The Thrax is now stuck against the wall. If you kill this Thrax, the Ghost Thrax is also permanently stuck against the wall. And they will still drop loot. So if you have a hard time fighting against those Ghost Thrax, the Afentis is some nice tech. Now we are using Fractalized Reset. I can actually just throw the Afentis. I'm a mini Cyanax right here. It's not exactly useful, but if you just want to spam these, you can pin enemies against the wall. It's only one enemy against the wall at a time, unfortunately, but yeah. As far as Riven stats you want to get on the Afentis for the pinning the enemies to the wall strat, fire rate and reload speed are your best stats. You could go for a crit roll, I guess, if you really wanted to, but I wouldn't recommend it. We've got Radiation on here just because it's a reload speed mod, new mod Radiated Reload, but yeah, Fractalized Reset gives you massive reload speed, so mostly fire rate and reload speed on the Riven. Now here's the ultimate prize here, the Dual Toxocyst Incarnon. If you don't have this thing, that's too bad because it's really, really good, and honestly, the rivets for this thing should be extremely expensive because this thing is amazing. Now as far as the build, like I said, the Afentis does give us fire rate. I think it's 100% fire rate or something like that. If you don't use the Afentis and you have it, you're going to probably want a Riven for it. Just put Lethal Torrent there. I want to get my red crits. It's nice to get red crits with the Dual Toxocyst, so yeah. If you don't have a Riven, though, this is where Seeker goes. Like I said, these Rivens deserve to be super expensive, as this completely, like, annihilates level 10,000. But yeah, this Riven, really good. You can get better Rivens technically too. Punch Through is the thing you want here, because Punch Through lets you chain through a bunch of enemies and cover like an entire room in bullets. When this thing does chain, it does aim for headshots, so definitely go for Secondary Deadhead. And then the rest of it, it's just we're trying to jam Corrosive. If you want to, you don't have to run Pistol Pestilence. I'd recommend it though. If you don't, you will get Corrosive only after getting a headshot. We've got Prime Convulsion, a new Prime mod, and also Pistol Pestilence, making it where it's base Corrosive. So we just shoot them, they're getting the Corrosive procs. They need 14 Corrosive procs to be fully armor stripped, and of course 10 Viral procs would have maxed it out at. When we cast Nourish, we have Corrosive and Viral. They're just maximum debuff, basically. With all the headshot multiplier stuff going in there, it just really, really tears them up. So yeah, amazing stuff here. If you don't have the Riven, like I said, put on Seeker, unfortunately. That's all you can run. That's all. The only punch through mod there is a Seeker. If you get a Riven, go first punch through on the Riven, please. Yeah, this can totally tear through level 10,000s, and the Praetos is just used for movement speed. Sprint speed and slide, and also evolve, essentially giving parkour velocity. Our Revenant is very fast. As far as the Dual Tox Incarnons, one of the reasons multi-shot's not as needed on the Riven is we also have this. Fevered Frenzy on ability cast, increased multi-shot, 6 to 20 times, 100% multi-shot just from casting 20 abilities. Not too bad. That goes until you die. Reduced recoil for Marksman's Hands. If you don't think that's worth it to you, you can go for one of these other ones. But I'm going to go with that one. And for the last one, we got Commodore's Fortune giving increased crit. We've got 147% crit before Galvanized Crosshairs on the Incarnon shot, the crit chance Riven, and we've got 103% status chance. So we get those corrosive procs near instantly. Too bad the guys in the Simulacrum die too quickly, or I would actually show you the full procs. Even the level 10,000 enemies die too quickly, unfortunately. We got Madarai for increased power, strength, and for Void Cascade, Contamination Wave, and Void Strike are very nice. For our companion, I don't even know if I made a special build for it. Looks like I did. Yep, the Zombie Cat. Now, the build is not done, as you can see, but it doesn't really matter because it's not a big deal. So this is the one I usually use, but the Zombie Cat build. Now, there's a problem right now, unfortunately. Tenacious Bond does not work. I thought it was just a Simulacrum glitch. It does not work in Mission either, so that part of the build does not work. Good thing it's not equipped, right? Tenacious Bond, this one giving increased crit multiplier. This does not work, unfortunately. Hopefully they fix it soon. So we're using the Vulpaphyla, though, so you can get Martyr Symbiosis. If somehow you die as Revenant, which you shouldn't, your cat is also a zombie, so now you are alive and back from the dead again. Spreading out Viral procs with Viral Quills and Panzered Evolution will make it quite easy to kill those level 10,000 enemies. So let me just tell you guys, I think that this build might be one of the most broken setups we've gotten in a while. Not only is Revenant a tank lord, but also he can fully remove enemy armor now. He's got some of the best weapons in the game with the Dual Toxocyst Incarnon. And also, yeah, no energy problems at all. Like I said, I am running Prime Flow on my build because I like to spam Reeve for mobility. If you don't like to spam Reeve for mobility, then don't run Prime Flow. Just run a different mod that run the Rush. Honestly, run Rush. It will make you sprint faster. That's the level of power creep we're at right now. The amount of mod that are needed on this build to actually function at level 10,000 on this character specifically, it's like 2 mods, man. You probably just need like an aura mod to fit that all on there in the first place. So on other characters, you can definitely do a similar thing to this. It just won't be as easy to survive. Like I said, the Octavia setup is very similar to this. Just have Energy Nexus and Blind Rage and a ton of power strength. You'll regen so much energy that it doesn't even matter. So Revenant is, he's basically the king of level 10,000, and this build makes it easier than ever. So, as far as Xata's Whisper, this is an option. It will not only mess up your headshots with the dual Toxocyst, but it will also make it where your teammates, the Xata's Whisper Void Bubble will be at the center of the character model, unfortunately. So I would definitely not recommend Xata's Whisper, and unfortunately, it's gotten to the point where, because of the body shots thing, if someone has Xata's Whisper, you have to basically reset the mission. Or just make sure that that teammate is nowhere near anyone else. Because they're going to probably mess up their damage, but hopefully it'll mess up their other teammates' damage too. Because that's what Xata's Whisper can do as a client in the mission. Now, I hope they fix that someday. But yeah, probably stick with Roar or Nourish from now. And yeah, enjoy the Zombie Revenant. Enjoy the brains of the level 10,000 Demolyst and Thrax. If you guys enjoyed this video, please hit that like button and all that. Let me know that you enjoyed it. Because a lot of testing and work did go into this. And let me tell you, the experimentation on this build has been extremely funny. At a certain point, we had almost like I said, the core of the build is pretty small. You can jam a lot of customization on here. We had like 4 parkour velocity mods on here for a time. We had, 2 enemy radar mods. The customization is crazy, and that's why we have this right here. There's more parkour velocity mods. You can technically stack, like I said, Ice Spring. This can stack with Amar's Anguish, tons of parkour velocity. As far as the shards, we got 2 casting speed shards and 1 parkour velocity, but you can just go all parkour velocity if you want to. Just let you jump from Demolyst to Demolyst even quicker. So, I'll see you guys in the next video. Appreciate all support. We'll have an advanced Void Cascade guide coming out in the next couple days. I just want to make sure I got this one out to you guys because it's been pretty important, and also my Fashionframe just looks super cool. So, see you guys next time. Appreciate support. Take it easy. Peace.